Hello, this is the Air Brazilian Chamber TV, a program intended to expand partnerships, create opportunities, and more importantly, bring Arabs and Brazilians closer together. The Air Brazilian Chamber of Commerce, in partnership with the Jerusalem Institute and Sesc Campinas, held the 30th edition of the Air Brazil Festival, which is part of the cultural calendar of Campinas.
A Câmara tem apoiado todos os eventos de cultura de divulgação do mundo árabe no Brasil.
The Arab Brazilian Chamber has been supporting all cultural events that promote the Arab world in Brazil. This event in Campinas is important because it represents the 31st year of the exhibition and the first event held in an institution like Sesc, which brings together all of the inhabitants of the metropolitan region of Campinas, over 2.5 million inhabitants, promoting Arab culture to this audience, showing Arab culture to this audience, and showing who Arab people are through music, talks on diplomacy, culture, music, medicine. It is a great event that will once again show the richness of Arab culture and how the origins and influences of these two people are similar in many aspects.
Mais uma vez, o quanto é rico a cultura árabe e o quanto são ligados às origens, às influências. Somos povos muito parecidos em muitos aspectos.
A importância deste projeto, que se chama O Brasil Árabe, a presença da milenar cultura árabe.
The importance of this project, called the Arab Brazil, the presence of the millenary Arab culture in the construction of Brazil's cultural identity. Today, in Brazil, we have 13 million Brazilians of Arab origin. After the summit of South American Arab countries in Brasilia in 2005, Brazil was ranked as though it were the 23rd Arab nation. It is the largest Arab nation outside of the Arab world and Africa. However, Campinas is a hotbed since it hosts the Arab Cultural Tour. Our presence is shown starting in Campinas, but carries meaning for the entire country.
Turístico cultural árabe. Então, a presença se demonstra a partir de Campinas, mas com significado para todo o país.
A importância é divulgarmos e servir como exemplo. Nós temos a cultura árabe como exemplo.
It is important for us to promote and serve as an example. We have Arab culture as an example, not just due to their conquests and presence in society, but also in the relationship they have with preserving the culture of their community. Therefore, we have to learn and promote the development of Arabs in our society, where they worked on training and improvement, and now occupy high levels in several spheres of our society. It is through these examples that we see where we have to focus and seek to achieve this in our society. Qualification, involvement, engagement, and, most of all, not forgetting our past and our forefathers.
Comprometimento e, principalmente, não deixarmos o nosso passado e os nossos antepassados de lado.
O SESC tem na sua missão a construção da educação permanente do cidadão.
Among the missions of SESC is the ongoing building of citizens. Citizens are made through dialogue, meetings, the exchange of experiences, and the reference of other nationalities and ethnicities, especially in a country like Brazil, with a very broad mixture of cultures. So, it is both valid and opportune, especially due to the conflicts of today, that people notice the reference these ethnicities represent and how much they represent to Brazilian culture. To us educators, the transparency of events like this one is important, showing a great number of Arab nationalities, their histories, their influence in culture, education, and arts. This is an event where Brazilian citizens and those of Campinas and the surrounding region can have contact with all of the things that make up their culture.
Através do seminário que nós estamos realizando, através das apresentações, em que o cidadão brasileiro, o cidadão campineiro e de região, possa ter contato com tudo isso que construiu a sua própria formação.
The Arab influence on Brazilian culture is recognized in various fields of knowledge, and the city of Campinas in the state of São Paulo has strong ties to its Arab roots and its immigrants.
Campinas cidade irmã de Jericó, na Palestina. Existe a Semana da Cultura Árabe, uma lei municipal.
Campinas is sister city with Jericho in Palestine. There is an Arab Culture Week because of a city law. Here we have the Arab Culture Tourist Route, thanks to the monuments in Arab and Islamic architecture. It is for this reason, because of the importance of relations between Brazil and Arab nations in all sectors, that FACAMP established the Arab Studies and Research Nucleus in the Foreign Relations course. In the 7 years since its inauguration, over 300 research students have already attended. The Arab presence is found in all sectors of Brazilian society. In education, there are several Brazilian educators of Arab origin. And, in other areas, Arabs had a great influence, as is the case, for example, in economics and trade. It was the Arabs who made trade and payments in installments. They generated trust between traders and buyers. There is another important area, health. Arabs have made significant contributions, as is the case today with the Syrian-Lebanese hospital. There are other areas, like the areas of research, mathematics, and gastronomy. The part played in Brazil is very important, not only because we eat kibes and safihas, but also other Arab dishes. But this creates vast riches for the country, since it generates many jobs, taxes, and wealth. Then comes the influence in music. The influence of Arab music in Brazil may be seen in samba, country music, not only in the country music of São Paulo, Piracicaba, and Campinas, but also in the Northeast. The Baião of Luiz Gonzaga has Arab chords, and Brazilian singers and musicians of Arab origin, like João Bosco, Almir Sater, Fagner, Vanderleia, Fafá de Belém, many others. Therefore, the presence of the millenary Arab culture is found in all sectors. That is why we developed the Arab Brazil Project.
Wagner, a Vanderleia, Fafá de Belém, uma série deles. Então a presença da milenar cultura árabe se dá em todos os setores. Razão principal desse projeto nosso, o Brasil Árabe.
The steady increase in the female workforce participation in Brazilian market, aligned with the great moment Brazil is passing through, transformed the local hygiene and cosmetics market into the world's third most important. Guilherme, what are the advantages of the Brazilian cosmetics market?
Hello, Silvia. The advantages are diverse and helped the country to reach a highlight position in the global market. Besides the strong local market, the economic and political environment and the recent social investments have been favorable points allied to the high technology and qualified professionals. Since the country managed to control the inflation rate and generate more jobs, the consumption of cosmetic goods grows expressively every year among all social classes.
How was the performance of the local hygiene and cosmetics market last year?
In 2011, Brazil revenues for this market reached $43 billion, presenting a growth of 19%, the biggest among the 10 major sector markets. Even with this largest growth, Brazil is still the third in a ranking on which USA are the leaders with a world share of 14.8%, followed by Japan with 11.1%. Brazil has a global participation of 10.1%. However, specialists affirm that the country will soon surpass Japan, becoming the world's second most important cosmetics market.
Guilherme, can you tell us about the imports and exports in this sector?
Last year, Brazil imported a sum of $880 million from the world. The most imported goods were deodorants, makeup, and perfumes. The exports reached a sum of $754 million, being hair-related products, oral hygiene products, and soaps the most exported goods.
Regarding these goods, do Arab countries have any participation in the Brazilian trade flow?
Yes, they do. In 2011, Brazil exported the sum of $10 million to the Arabs, being UAE and Saudi Arabia the main destinations. The main exported products were shampoo and oral hygiene products. The imports reached the sum of $540,000, being UAE and Morocco the main suppliers. The main imported goods were perfumes and deodorants. There are many opportunities in Brazilian hygiene and beauty sectors, such as the import of shampoos and makeup, on which the Arabs could avail in order to boost the exports to our country.
Thank you, Guilherme.
Thank you.
I'm here with Diego Miranda from Organic Trade, who will speak about the company's relations with Arab countries. Diego, can you tell us a little bit about your company?
Nós somos uma corretora de commodities e mercadorias.
We are a goods and commodities broker that operates both in the internal market and with exports. We already export to a few countries in Africa, such as South Africa, to India, the Caribbean, and the United States. Today, we mainly work with sugar and ethanol, and we are expanding our operations to include corn, soy, soybean meal, green and roasted coffee, and a few other finished products and goods.
E alguns outros produtos e mercadorias acabadas.
How do you evaluate the herb market and the acceptance of the Brazilian products?
O mercado árabe, como todos já sabem aqui no Brasil,
The Arab market, as everyone here in Brazil already knows, is a much sought-after market due to its expansion, which, despite its already large size, continues to grow each year. Therefore, receptivity ends up being quite good because of the quality of our products. But one factor that always comes into play is the price, so we have to align prices with the stock exchanges and the local exchange rates, which is ultimately very good.
sendo muito bom.
Does the company have plans to do business with the Arab countries? Have you already participated of any exhibition in the Arab world?
Então, nós nos...
Yes, we affiliated ourselves with the Arab Brazilian Chamber of Commerce precisely in order to get closer to Arab countries through the chamber, through some of the chamber's clients, and also through fairs we plan to participate in during 2013.
And what about the negotiation with the Arab businessmen? Do you have any tips to Brazilian exporters that aim to enter in this market?
Então, eu acredito que não seja tão difícil.
I believe it is not too difficult, provided they consider the fact that you have to respect the religion and the customs of the individuals you are negotiating with, and that you must be patient, since business does not always happen from one moment to the next. So you have to remain calm until you have aligned prices, conditions, etc.
Thank you very much, Diego.
You're welcome.
On the next programs, Brazilian Route is going to explore the largest continuous flood plain on the planet, the Pantanal of Mato Grosso. Encompassing the southeast of the state of Mato Grosso, the western part of the state of Mato Grosso do Sul, and part of Paraguay and Bolivia, the region has a high rainfall index, which causes the countless streams and lakes to overflow. This process fertilizes the soil, providing an extremely rich environment for life. Considered one of the most extraordinary natural heritage sites in Brazil, the Pantanal has an extensive variety of plants and animal biodiversity, surpassed only by the Amazon rainforest, and it's now one of the main tourist destinations in the country. So long from Air Brazilian Chamber TV. Soon we will be back with more information on culture and commerce between Brazil and Arab countries.